Hello, hello, hello. It's coffee time where I look at the news. My Daily Mail website, you should know by now, it is cold. I am cold. I've got the heating on and I'm still cold. Brr. Are you cold? I hope you're as cold as I am. Let's all be cold together. We'll start with court news. Got some court news here. This is the story of a wealthy couple. They were attending a horse riding Christmas dinner, a horse riding club Christmas dinner at a upmarket country pub when everything went a little bit emotional, I guess. Company director Nathan Sayer and his wife Catherine had been seen throwing food and festive crackers during the gathering of 20 fellow equestrians. It was heard at the magistrates' court. They became angry and launched alleged assaults on landlords Thomas and Laura Faulkner after being told that they couldn't get the beers in and were asked to leave because they were causing a nuisance. Mrs. Sayer is accused of injuring Mrs. Faulkner by grabbing her shirt around the neck, swearing at her and beating her husband around the head as the couple were escorted by staff out of the New Inn, Heckfield in Hook in Hampshire. During the disturbance, Mr. Sayer, who runs a sales consultancy company, allegedly racially abused an employee who he mistakenly thought was a Muslim, but who had just had a deep tan because he'd just come back from a recent holiday to Australia. It's an easy mistake to make, isn't it? Muslim? No, just been on holiday. That is Nathan Sayer, who is that's the missus, and are these the people who are assaulted? That's Mrs. Faulkner, and Mr. Faulkner. So yeah, you could say they had a little bit too much fun. You know, this is it. You know you're having a good time when you know when you're having a good time when the police are called. The couple who live in a house worth more than £800,000 said they're doing all right. Just a mile from the pub, both facing charges of racially or religiously aggravated harassment and assault, which they deny. The family-run Rural Inn is a Grade 2 listed building and was once visited by Muhammad Ali in 1977. Based in Stoke Magistrate Court, the alleged incident took place on December 9th, 2023. They got drunk, and here is the New Inn again. Just if you can't hold your beer, be careful. It's just anyway. The trial's been adjourned and will continue next month, so we're gonna have to wait. We'll have to find out. Wait and see. And in our new series of Don't Visit the United Arab Emirates, especially Dubai, Marcus Fakana from Tottenham found himself in trouble. Well, what did he do? Well, the 18-year-old is looking at a 20-year stretch in prison because he was charged with having the old in and out with a 17-year-old whilst he was on family holiday. A holiday, you call it a holiday romance. Now again, in the old days, you went on holiday, you might have caught the eye of someone, holiday romance, and then you never saw him again. But this guy, because he was in Dubai, different story completely. Yeah, the couple had a wonderful time together in their holiday in August and hoped to continue their relationship when they returned to London. But the girl's furious mother told Dubai police about the relationship when they returned to the UK, and now Marcus faces 2 decades inside a grueling Dubai prison. Marcus spoke to Detained in Dubai, which is an aid organisation. He said, when she left, I couldn't wait to see her again when I got home. Then suddenly, police knocked on the hotel door. They said they were taking me in for questioning and wouldn't tell me why. I couldn't imagine what for. I was frightened and my parents were terrified. And here he is. Again, you've got to be careful over there because they will arrest you for anything. And Dubai had only recently reformed its laws on sex outside marriage for tourists, but upholds strict Islamic legal system which has no firm ruling on the age of consent. Again, if you weren't married and you were visiting Dubai and you had okey pokey, they could arrest you. You couldn't even hold hands. you know. So there you go. But yeah, but Marcus had visited the country with his parents on August the 26th when he struck up a holiday romance with a girl who was just months away from turning 18. Oh, that's it, makes it even worse. He said, we had a wonderful time together, really liked each other, and she was secretive with her family because they were very strict. My parent knew about our relationship, but couldn't tell hers. She had to meet me without telling them. Yeah. So, yeah. It was not looking good for him. Yeah. So what have we got here? Yeah, police demanded money for bail. Yeah, and he's hoping that he'll be out for Christmas because he's still in prison. So yeah, don't go to Dubai or any of those countries for that matter. If you have a Western attitude, a modern Western attitude, because you could end up behind bars. Meanwhile, Tesco have announced a "Do Not Eat" warning on its. There's a batch of contaminated tzatziki. I can't say it. Tzatziki. Yeah, salmonella fears. So yeah, if you're enjoying this for lunch today, you might want to just throw it in the bin and stick your fingers down your throat. It's not looking good for you. And for those who don't know, meet my friend Salmonella. That one's Sam, that one's Ella. That's a terrible joke. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Good news, everybody. Europe prepares for war. Yes, Germany has revealed its plans to mobilise its national defence and 800,000 NATO troops because Putin has lowered the level in which he can fire his nukes. He signed a decree. Again, he's not going to do it, is he? He's going to be a good lad. He's not going to do anything. But yeah, they reckon that Keir Starmer's on the verge of telling Zelensky that he can use the missiles that we gave him. Jesus. Yeah, it's not good, is it? It's not good. What else have we got? We've got Jaguar. Jaguar have announced a new advertising campaign. Again, it's a common theme we're seeing. Again, they've got an advert before an advert. Can you believe that? We've got the advert coming up, but there's an advert before the advert. But yeah, a lot of companies have adopted this policy, and I don't know. Looking at, I haven't seen the entire advert. I've only seen still images of it. It looks like something from the late 80s. Here we go. It looks like a Benetton ad, doesn't it? But yeah, this is to promote Jaguar, the car brand, and yeah, people have said that they've gone woke. I don't know. Is this woke? I'm not really sure, or is it just pretentious? I think it's more pretentious than woke. I don't like the new lettering. Yeah, they've dropped its logo of the Jaguar and new lettering. And yeah, this is the new. Oh look, the sun is shining on me. I'll sit back a bit. Wait a minute. Then I can't reach the computer and I can't read the screen. But yeah. Yeah, it's been branded woke and unhinged, but they unveiled a bold rebrand. Apparently 800 people worked on that and ditched most of its iconography, including the Growler badge. Have you seen me Growler? But the firm's managing director has admitted those are likely angered by the rebrand are no longer the target market, as it seeks to attract a new, younger audience with an all-electric range of brand new models. Oh, you mean an audience that can't afford your product? Well done with that. Good luck. But I'm not sure if it's really woke. I mean, again, it looks like a Benetton ad to me, doesn't it? It looks like something Benetton would have put out. So, is it particularly woke? The thing about advertising, and again, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert, but the thing about advertising is you should always show your product. Yeah. If you don't show your product, people ain't going to buy your product. So just by showing some people dressed in brightly coloured clothing, unless that's what you're selling, the clothing, you're not going to sell any cars because there ain't any cars in the advert. So yeah, I'm sure. Was the advertising firm I saw you coming? I think it was. So there we go. Oh, there's James O'Brien there. A farmer blasts woke Liberal elite James O'Brien and says, "I'm not your mate." It's James O'Brien, look at him. Now there's a face for radio. Boozer's face. Oh, not looking good for him. I think I think O'Brien was against the farmers for some reason and pro-taxing everyone. Why not? Why not? It's just because Jeremy Clarkson is is on the side of the farmers. Meanwhile, returning to the cold case we was talking about yesterday of the murder of Louisa Dunn, which occurred in 1967, a 92-year-old man has been charged with the murder. Pensioner Ryland Headley, who's 92, was arrested on Tuesday. So yeah, a crime that was nearly 60 years old has been brought to justice. Almost hasn't gone to trial yet, but nearly there. After a cold case review, quite amazing that. What else have we got? Yesterday's one got deregulated, or whatever it's called. They didn't like YouTube didn't like yesterday's one. No. Oh God, we've got loads of celebrity stories. Oh, can't do that one. Can't do that one. I'd like to do that one, but I can't because of YouTube, and they're very sensitive about violence and things. Very sensitive. So I can't do people beating each other up anymore. Though other channels do. They just don't like me doing it. Good news, everybody. There's a new virus you need to worry about. So I've got some medical news for you. Oh yeah, this is Urupuch virus. Don't worry, it's got a common name. It's nicknamed sloth fever. Oh yeah. Staying alive. Anyway, this is... sorry, the light is shining off me. It's putting me off. If I get any further away, I won't be able to read the screen. I'll have to put my glasses on. But yeah, this virus, right, has jumped obviously from sloths to people. And a new warning has been issued after the virus passed from a pregnant woman to an unborn baby, resulting in a stillbirth. The virus caused alarm earlier in the year when it spread outside its usual South American range to Spain, Italy, Germany and the US. The virus, named after the animal that normally carries it, has no vaccine or specific treatment. It causes a headache, muscle ache, stiff joints, nausea, chills, sensitivity to light and vomiting. A bit like watching Coffee Time. I'm gonna keep doing that one until you at least get a little giggle or a little titter. I do like little titters, big titters, any kind of titters. Bring it on. I like the titters. Anyway, the virus can cross the blood-brain barrier and enter the central nervous system, where it can cause meningitis and, in extreme cases, kill. It's mostly spread by insects that bite, but there's limited evidence it can pass through the old okey pokey. But yeah. But there's only been 2 cases of the virus passing between mother and child. And here is a picture of a sloth. Ah, poor sloth. He didn't do anything wrong. He's just chilling. Man. Meanwhile, men buy more from the middle of Lidl Gold Looking Chain did a song about that the other week. Do check it out. The middle of Lidl, for those of you who are not aware, again, we have a Lidl. There's a Lidl. Where is it? It's just over there. If you head in that direction, there's a Lidl. I wonder if anyone's ever been tempted to have a whittle in the middle of Lidl. Yes, that's a riddle, isn't it? It's a riddle if you had a whittle in the middle of Lidl. But anyway, UK boss Ryan McDonald said the chain centre aisle has a big male following because it has all the weird stuff. You can get all manner of products in that centre aisle, and usually for very, very good prices. Lidl, I want sponsorship for this. I might have to go and close the curtains because the light's putting me off. It's just making me more gorgeous than usual. So I'm just going to close the curtains. That's better. I didn't realise it was that sunny, but yeah. But yeah, you can buy like the Yamaha C-scooter from the middle of Lidl. I can see why men are going. I want one. I want 400 quid. Oh, I wouldn't mind having a go at that. You can get some Prosecco pocket glasses. Why not? Yeah, you can keep them in your pocket. How about an inflatable avocado, including its seed in the middle there? Why not? It's got something for everyone. Would you like a fish cushion? Oh dear, I've never been in there. See, I'm quite tempted now. Quite tempted. So yeah, big with the men. Do you know why? It's because the women take their other halves to Lidl, and they leave them in the middle aisle. It's like a creche. It's like a creche for men. You know, the dads, the sons, the uncles, they all get to hang around in the middle aisle. So there you go. Fascinating, isn't it? The middle of Lidl. Have you been in the middle of Lidl? Yeah. Meanwhile, Works and Pensions Secretary Liz Kendall has revealed that 100,000 pensioners will be in poverty thanks to the winter fuel allowance cut. That's nice of them, isn't it? You see, they're anticipating that those old age pensioners will vote Conservative. They're basically trying to kill off Conservative voters. But you've got to remember, the Conservative voters, they can afford to pay their bills. It's your poor Labour voters that you're killing off. That's why Gordon Brown introduced it back in 2010. Again, it was a Labour policy. I still don't understand it. They've gone after the pensioners and the farmers. Amazon, leave those guys. The rich lot, the real rich lot. Now leave those guys alone. We're going to go after the pensioners and the farmers. I tell you, roll on next election. This lot are going to be out lickety split. If they carry on the way they're going, Tories won't even just have to turn up. Kemi Badenoch will just turn up, and she's going to be the next Prime Minister, unless the Conservatives implode again. I mean, there's always a chance of that happening. But I've never believed. I knew they were going to be bad. I didn't realise they were going to be that bad. Meanwhile, this is a story of a Kent man, John Woolen, who's an HGV driver. He has been left looking like the Elephant Man. Yeah. And it's a terrible thing. He went to the dentist. Again, he said he confessed he's terrified of needles, but he needed to go to the dentist. And a dentist needle snapped off in the back of his jaw, causing permanent nerve damage, and it's left his face swollen. Right, but yeah, he'd not visited a dentist since the age of 13. Well, I stopped going in. I stopped going in my early 20s. Maybe it was when it was just before Tony Blair came to power. So I'd have been about 25, 26, and then I went a couple of years back because the diabetes made my teeth go a bit rotten. First time in all those years. But I couldn't go because of the bloody vid was on and all the dentists were closed. I had to wait. As soon as the dentists were open, I went back again. I wasn't scared of them. I was just scared of paying them money, you know, because I'm tight. I don't like paying. I don't like paying for dentists. But yeah, he booked an appointment at the Val Dental Clinic in North London in 2021 after suffering unbearable toothache. So he had an appointment with Dr. Oh, for Christ's sake, Rajareshwari Krishnamurthy at the Golders Green practice. But the needle, again, I don't know if you can see it here, got stuck in the back of his jaw. It snapped. Nasty, man. Nasty. And it has left him, again, this is how he used to look. And this is how he looks now. It's left him swollen, right? It's caused like a nerve paralysis. It caused him to dribble and bite over his own cheek. So yeah, I also think he's put a bit of weight on as well. But you know, it's not good, isn't it? Oh dear. But he said the hospital staff couldn't believe it when they took the X-ray, and they were queuing up to look at the needle embedded in the back of his jaw. He had to go and undergo an operation using general anaesthetic to remove the needle, and it involved making more than 100 small incisions in his gum to try and find where the needle was located. And it said it led to severe facial swelling, and he's been left with permanent nerve damage. Well, there you go. Meanwhile, the doctor involved said, I would like to make it clear that I do not agree with the facts as conveyed by the Dental Law Partnership, but I cannot provide details of the patient's treatment and management because of my professional duty to protect the confidentiality of my patients. Convenient, get out that. This claim was resolved by way of an out-of-court settlement with no admission of liability on my part. Of course. Do you want money? I'll give you money, but I'm not going to confess I did it. I take pride in providing the highest standards of treatment and care to all my patients, and I've done for the best of my patients. Where was that again? Let's see what the reviews are like. This is the Val Dental Clinic. Let's have a look. Because sometimes the Google reviews, Val Dental Clinic, does it say? Oh, it's got 187 Google reviews, and they're all pretty positive. What's the lowest one? Greedy unprofessional. That was 3 weeks ago. Went to them complain of wisdom teeth removing. Already paid £50 for consultation. Well, that's what they do. Oh dear. There's some bad reviews there as well. Anyway, dentists say. When's the best time? When's the worst time going to the dentist? 2:30. Meanwhile, AI has invaded the church. Yes, this is... Where is it? It's an art project at St. Peter's Church in Lucerne in Switzerland. And they're using AI and holograms. And there's an advert. Really? You put a 20-second advert on a 15-second clip? Why? Why you treat me like this? Why can't we just go to the clip? But yeah, they've used this AI Jesus hologram to take confession. Here we go, look. Oh, wait a minute. Look. Wouldn't it have been easier just to get some like old hippie to sit behind the screen? Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit creepy, isn't it? But yeah, AI generated. Yeah, part of an art project called Deus in Machina, which means God in a machine. And yeah. And but 2/3 of people who spoke to AI Jesus came out of the confession reporting having a spiritual experience. One impressed worshipper said, I was surprised it was so easy, and although it was a machine, it gave me much advice. AI Jesus, they do say moves in mysterious ways. But you've got to press a button and then he'll speak. It's like there's Zoltan, isn't it? You know, Zoltan will tell your future. Jesus will tell your future. They'll have them at the seaside. Meanwhile, they reckon that the UK Stats watchdog has created a phantom inactivity crisis. Yeah, because many people work from home, and they reckon that's created a spike in activity. Yeah, the Resolution Foundation think tank said the Office for National Statistics (ONS) had underestimated growth in employment since 2019 by 930,000 workers. In a new report, they accused the ONS of misrepresenting trends in the job sector, trends such as working from home. And yeah, this is the various stats again. Look, it's just lines on a graph. Oh, you can see when COVID happened, almost to the moment. Wait a minute. Ever so sorry about that. That sneeze came out of nowhere. So maybe more people are. Look, I don't know. Statistics. There are statistics, and lies. And it lies, damn lies. There are lies. No, there are lies, damn lies, and statistics. I'll get the quote right in a minute. Sorry, that sneeze really put me off. Right, there's a clip here. I'm warning you. There's a clip. It's not a good clip. Right? It's not a good clip. I'm warning you. So don't laugh at it. It's not funny. But we're going to do this story. Right? There is a clip, and it is upsetting. Whoops. There is a warning. Right? This is in Russia. So old lady's walking her dog. Roller skater goes through. Look, they cut the clip off. Right? Because the lady dragged to the ground was 88 years old, and it caused her death. Yeah, it caused her to die. This CCTV footage was shown to a judge in Moscow as two elderly women can be seen strolling with their dogs. One has either got a long leash or an extendable leash. I think it was an extendable leash when roller skater Igor Burin races past the woman and gets caught in the lead, pulling one pensioner to the ground. Prosecutors told the court that the victim suffered severe head injuries and later died in hospital. This happened on. Does it say when it happened? No, in May. And yeah, Berin walked free from court after pleading guilty to causing death by negligence at a hearing on November the 18th. Yeah, he's been sentenced to a year of restricted freedom. He's got to wear a tag, basically. But the warning there is, now again, I want to warn everyone about this, is extendable leads. Because that's what I think she's got. I think extendable leads are a blight on society, and don't use them. Use a standard lead, because then you know where your dog is all the time. Extendable leads, they can wander off, get caught in things. You know, you can like here be talking, and that happens. Now that poor, again, both people. I don't think the roller skater's in the wrong. He would never have seen that lead. He would never have seen it. And again, I think it's an unfortunate incident for everyone. But don't use extendable leads. They're awful. They really are awful. And if you've got a big dog, seriously, if you've got a big dog on an extendable lead and the dog runs through it, because they have like a handle, it comes straight out your hand. It's not like having a. This is real dog owner fucking. This is real dog owner stuff, isn't it? Have one with a loop, because then you can feed the loop around your wrist and get a better grip on it. And then if your dog pulls, you're still attached. If you have anything with a handle, at speed, it just very hard to hold on to it. But yeah. Meanwhile, Band-Aid is in the doghouse, because Ed Sheeran said that because it's the 40th anniversary of Do They Know It's Christmas. Can you believe it? 40 years ago, 1984. Bob Geldof and Midge did the thing, but apparently it's bad now. Yeah, but Band-Aid is bad because it's something to do with, was it White Virtue Night White Saviour thing? I don't know. Trying to save Africa, because Africa doesn't need saving apparently. Then why do I keep getting those adverts for the African children with cleft palates on my timeline on X and Facebook? If Africa doesn't need our help, Why did water aid? I'm just saying. But yeah, Ed Sheeran said he was upset that they're using his vocals that he recorded for the 30th anniversary edition and would prefer to be removed from it. And there's a whole movement saying now that it's, that Africa is bigger than that. Again, we're talking about the Ethiopian famine, which happened in 1984. It was raised for that. Everyone looks at things like from the now. They don't look back to when these things started. Now, you want our aid, but you don't want our charity, Africa. What's it to be? Aid or charity? You can't have it both ways. You can't cut it both ways. And I think, again, Sheeran says it because he wants to appear, on the right side of history. And, rather than looking at whatever good done. But we've got to remember the real thing that we learnt out of Live Aid and Band Aid is how utterly corrupt African nations are. Because Bob Geldof could have bought Africa several times over. He could have bought Ethiopia. I always think that he should actually just use the money to start an army, a militia, and go in and invade, And Bob could have just he could have run all those African countries himself. Because the amount of money we raised back then and continue to raise, could have solved the problem several times over. But some African countries are incredibly politically unstable, coups, militia and whatnot. And here we are. So what's it to be? Do we do charity or not? Do we give aid or not? Now, again, I'm one of those old-fashioned socialist types who believes that charity is a failure of the state and that we shouldn't have charity. So I never bought into Band Aid or Live Aid. Yeah, I watched it, I listened to the song, but I didn't give them any money. I've never given any money to charity, other than now the sun goes in and it all goes dark, goes moody. It's like it knows. Other than dump our old crap at the RSPCA. But they won't get my money now anyway because they're ideologically captured. So I think it's perfectly acceptable to have animal charities because animals can't help themselves. Whereas animals, save the children. We should be doing that, UNICEF and all this stuff. All this stuff should already be dealt with by governments, not by charity. And again, charity... pain. Sorry about that. It's the cold. It starts me neuropathy off, something chronic. Where was I? And a lot of these charities are an industry in themselves. So, yeah. God, have I gone on a bit? I feel like I've gone on a bit. Meanwhile, today in the world of stupid, Ben McEvansenera, he got messages, right, on Instagram from Californian porn star Nicoletta Shea. She looks like this. He looks like that. And he thought, I'm in here. Even though I look like just an average guy, she wants me. She wants me good. And so, yeah, he gave her 10 grand. Of course, it wasn't her. It was a catfish. Catfish, baby. Woo. Catfish, baby. He could have given his money to me. I'd have spent it on guitars. But yeah, it was all a catfish. Ay. That's it, that's the story. It's just stupid, isn't it, really? A bit dumb. Oh, just found an animal story. What else have we got? Again, it's cold. You've got to check if your hot water bottle has an expiry date. It's important, right? There is expiry dates on hot water bottles. You probably didn't realise this. I think we may have covered it before, because they can degrade and they can explode, right? And inside, it's usually around the lip, of the bottle. It might even be on the body. You will see a daisy wheel with some numbers and dots, and you'll have the date, and that's when you've got to dump it and buy a new one. There you go, you have been warned. That is a story today. as a storyteller. Again, I know, and I can imagine many of my audience are getting on a bit. You're knocking on, aren't you? You've probably got a hot water bottle, you know. So, you know, you check it. Be careful. What else is it? What else have we got? There was another one. I thought I saw a story earlier. Oh, I can't do that one. I want to do it, but I don't like it. I don't like YouTube anymore. Yeah, temperatures plunged to -7 overnight. It was cold out there, and there was more snow as well. I'm going to quickly do expensive mince pies. Here we go. Flavour Town, 24 for 6. Jack and Beyond, 18 for 6. Pump Bakery, 25 for 6. There you go. And Gals, rather cheap at 16 for 6. Biscuiteers, 15 for 6. Fortnum and Mason, 14.95 for 6. Again, quite reasonable. Patisserie Valerie, 14.95 for 6. There we go. And that's expensive mince pies. That's gonna run, isn't it? Expensive mince pies. No, okay. Darren, you're going on too long. Come on, you got to stop. Just stop doing it. Stop going on. They're not interested. They're falling asleep. They're falling asleep. I'm trying to find. There was a story I saw earlier, but I don't know if it's still on here, and I can't remember what it was. You know that thing where you go, "There's a story," but I've forgotten what it was. Oh, what was it? It's around here somewhere. No, it wasn't that one. Wasn't that one. No. Oh, I can't find it. Anyway, let's do an animal story. Let's go to Chernobyl. You know, why shouldn't you wear Russian underpants? Because Chernobyl fallout. But yeah, there was a meltdown in 1986 at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. I don't know if you remember. But anyway, eastern tree frogs living near the site in northern Ukraine have turned a different colour. Yeah. And normally, this is the tree frogs. Normally they're green, but the irradiated tree frogs are black. Look at that. They've made them change colour. And they've actually look. I guess the closer you get to Chernobyl, the blacker and the further away, the greener they get. But it's had no effect on their lifespan. They live just as long as the regular people. And here are some of the researchers in the Chernobyl zone. There we go, Chernobyl frogs. And we've got some video here. We've got another animal story. Just checking to see if there's an advert. But this, we're going to McNair Asian Elephant Habitat Cow Barn, and in Houston, at Houston Zoo, where a new elephant was born. Yes, Kirby, a female Asian elephant, weighed in at 314 pounds, and we've got some lovely footage. Whoops, lovely footage. I wish it wouldn't do that. Get it all queued up. Oh, look at the little elephant. I like the little eyes. Oh, there you go. So yeah, go. Little elephant was born. Her mother, Shanti, who's 34, was with her there, and her father is a 58-year-old elephant named Thailand. But yeah, elephants usually spend 20 minutes to an hour learning how to stand. But Kirby was up and about. She stood up within six minutes and began walking in 25. And that's the thumbnail. Oh, look at that. What a lovely little elephant. What a lovely little elephant. Kirby the elephant there. A new elephant at the Euston Zoo. I do like a nice animal story. So let's see if there's anybody in. Oh, 11 people in. Blimey, 3 people are liking it. Come on. Come on. That means 8 of you are just like really just all pent up and angry. Clive's in. He says, hi there. There's an angelic light shining on you today indeed. I've closed the curtains. And Oz's great stream last night, quite heavy duty topics, but full of honesty. Well, that's what I do. Little once-stole tick welders in the middle. Oh, again, you can get anything there. It's an oasis for the male shopper, I believe. And Renee's in. It's a good afternoon. The weather is horrible over here, and it looks like this evening's already very dark. Well, we're bright, but it's very cold out. Very, very cold. I wore my big woolly hat with a peak. I've got a big woolly hat with a peak there. Zeb's in, says thumbed up. Have a nice day. Same to you. And spell my bloody name right. Oh, it's cold in Norway too. Yeah, it's cold here. I'm going to go and have a boiled egg sandwich. I'm going to boil some eggs. Mrs. is out today, having a ladies' lunch with a friend. She's wining and dining, having the finest food, and I'm just left here. That's what you get when you have no friends. I get the boiled egg sandwich. Hooray! Hooray for me! Hey, I'm happy. I'm not complaining. Anyway, thanks for watching. That was the news. Sorry, I was a bit cold and I was getting a bit shooty, so it puts me off sometimes. If you see me do this sometimes, it's because I'm getting a pain. It gets in my head. And yeah, so I'll see you soon. That was the news. Killing the channel one video at a time. You know, you've got to drink out. Ta-ta.